What's up, tribe? Thank you for being here and welcome to my channel. This will be a collective general reading. We'll be using the Good Tarot mixed with the Enchanted Map Oracle cards for the reading. And we're starting it off with the King of Fire. The King of Fire to me in this reading is both Eckhart Tolle with Vishen Lakhiani. And I say that because Vishen Lakhiani has a very beautiful quote in a book he wrote called The Decoder of the Extraordinary Mind. He says, behind every problem, there's a question trying to ask itself. And behind every question, there's an answer trying to reveal itself. And behind every answer, there's an action trying to take place. And behind every action, there's a way of life trying to be born. Eckhart Tolle is somebody who wrote The New Earth, which is all about our new way of life, our new way of being in this new earth, and how we can accomplish that, and how we can balance our way to the Ten of Pentacles, which is physical, manifested abundance. How to balance, Eckhart Tolle teaches us how to balance doing with being and not to be absorbed by the external so much, but to focus, to always bring it back. The sculpture there with his head off, it looks like his head was blown off. All the concepts that he had, all the beliefs, all the preconceived notion of who he is, blown right out the water, leaving him with this empty glass, empty mind, because he knows he doesn't know. He doesn't know. He just doesn't know everything about everything. So he chooses to surrender to the moment, empty his mind, and send his vision. The ships there always talk about wish fulfillment. So he's sending his wishes, or he's showing us how to send our wishes and our prayers and our dreams to our higher self. She's somebody who's highly connected, using her intuition, not afraid of it, not afraid of the wolf, not afraid of her shadow aspects, but she's just working on her pentacles. She's manifested all this abundance, and she did it through her thoughts, because that's where everything begins. And that way of thinking is moving her. See, he has the vision already. That happened to him is enlightenment. He's enlightened and he can see the sun, regardless of the storm going on. He can see the joy and the success and the well-being that's always there, and the peace that's always there. And he's trying to get most of us people to the other side where we can see it too. So the Six of Air talks about a necessary change in thinking to gain wisdom, and having enough faith and a strong connection to your ground of being, to your consciousness, to your essence, not to be shaken by the storm. To remember that you are a powerful, wise being. He sees that the old way wasn't working, it wasn't supportive of our sustainability, of our well-being. And so he knows we have to change but we change the way we think about things first, and then the outer changes because our actions change, our way of life changes. There are storms on the way, but when I think of myself as somebody who creates their reality, I focus on the opportunities and not the obstacles in my way. Because I have the wisdom, I have the experience, I have the knowledge, I have the power to get me through a desert. And so even though we're in a dry desert of no connections, no social interactions, or at least most of us are, this is just a call to connect to your higher self and see what that's like. It could be fun too. And when I say higher aspects, it doesn't have to mean meditating. I mean different aspects, different ways of being. Just being with yourself, without the thinking. Maybe doing something that you enjoy so much that it's like a portal that takes you into a different dimension, a different experience. The sun that they're all looking at is positive outcomes. They're seeing the positive outcomes to the current struggles. They're enlightened. They see the joy, the happiness, the success, the vitality that are there. And they can see it through the storm. I know there's no dragon. I know there's no dragon in the reading, but I said I'll be commenting on some of the previous readings, and I'd like to elaborate on something I shared in the Scorpio video that I just did. I think it was called Don't Allow Dense Vibrations to Block Your Way to the Field of Dreams. And that reading I was talking about a girl that sent me long messages asking me to reconsider my endeavors because the tarot is a tool for the devil, and the devil's been luring us with it for centuries. And so I call on the dragon spirit, my dragon spirit, to help me stand firm for what I believe is right, even if it means breathing in a little fire to get my point across. The dragon spirit says, don't worry, it's going to help you claim your power and live your life as you see best. This is what I love doing. I love sharing what I learned. This is what lights me up. And I'm no longer in the victim mentality that allows concepts like the devil or anything outside of me to victimize me. I am the creator of my reality, my experience, and I take that power back from any red-horned creature or whatever it is. I take full responsibility for my bad habits, for my addictions, for my excess of anything. So what you own can't own you. The only devil energy is trying to make somebody doubt their connection to their higher being. I would call that a little devilish. And that's me breathing some fire. Because fear If there was anything that was the devil, it's that fear. Fear of anything. Fear that we have and we don't own, and then we try to infect other people with it. It's time to let that go. The bone collector says, she says, you are whole and have everything you need within. When the bone collector appears, and she's been appearing in a few readings now, so I think a lot of us are being asked to acknowledge our wounding and what it had, what aspects of our being have we suppressed because of those wounds. So she says, so it says, when the bone collector appears, she's asking you to look closely at your circumstances to see if you're fully present or reacting out of past conditioning and unconscious expectations. It's an unconscious expectation for me to expect everybody to agree with the way I see things or the way I interpret things. It says, whenever we're wounded, especially when we're young, it's as if something essential is stolen from us. We adapt and accept a particular version of the truth that then sets us up to behave in a certain way in the future when faced with a situation that reminds us of the original event. What we know about ourselves thus becomes influenced by a perception of limitation. You may feel unworthy or without courage. You may see yourself as flawed or unlovable, or expect to be criticized. No matter what your question, the bone collector reminds you that the truth is that you are a powerful being with limitless possibilities. She has kept safe what was stolen from you in the wounding and is here for you to reclaim it now. You have everything you believe you lack. The bone collector is your inner resource. Act as if you have what you need, and you'll find you have it after all. Anything is possible. With awareness, the wounds of the past need not define you. This is the new earth, people. Let's just leave all those, acknowledge them, yes. Go through an exhalation of, okay, they're there. We're not going to pretend we don't have these fears and these expectations. We're going to acknowledge them, but then we're going to let go. We're going to empty our mind and have it be as transparent as that glass bowl, because all our thoughts are ways of us to interpret the world around us. It's like that loud noise, you know, when okay, I'm not that young. Remember the old PCs, and every time you put something, every time you're loading a CD, right? Data. Every time you're loading a lot of data, the PC makes this loud noise to process all that information. That's what our thoughts are. They're that loud noise that is trying to gather all these informations, all this data that's coming in. That's all. Thank you for joining me, and if you did like this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. I'm hoping you stay safe, and I'm sending you my love. Bye for now.